Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is, of course, Tuesday, October 26th, 2021, and we're going to go straight into the game because I need to refamiliarize myself with some of the things that I have done between last time and this time. So I've done a few things between streams as the game updated, so everything has to like re-scan all the stuff for whatever reason. One of the mods just rescans all of the active area. Hello, welcome, and all of that good stuff. I ran a poll on my YouTube community section where I asked whether or not we should just go all in on the animal module mining exploits right now or hold back until performance becomes a problem. With 84 votes, 57% voted in favor of exploiting all of the things. So that's what we're gonna do today. /show, because I've sort of already done some of this, because it was pretty obvious that that was going to win. There are arguments both in favor and against doing this, of course. The obvious one against is, well, duh, you're saving a bunch of power by not needing as many mining drills. And that's like the biggest thing, the biggest argument is power. And not needing as much power. We sort of already decided that this was acceptable, where we're saving on the fuel value and the material cost for the fuel value, which is arguably more expensive than just straight up power. As it turns out, power is cheap. And in the grand scheme of things, we're gonna be using gigawatts of power off of freaking particle colliders. So, yeah, I don't. Even though right now, the current power draw of the mining drills is the #1 thing, it's not going to be that way forever. Yeah, there's a building that uses 100 megawatts at a time just to exist. You know, a lot of stuff, a lot of power from that, and scaling out power is not that difficult once you get a blueprint going to scale out the stuffs. So that argument is pretty much just gone out the window. And then there's also the benefit of we can now build with this in mind, with this exploit setup, and not have to go back and retrofit the entire base to improve performance when performance becomes an issue. And trust me, performance will become an issue in this base. I will have to say that who was it? Someone recently posted on Reddit that they finished an entire Pi game. Where was that? Someone posted it. Where was it? It was in my general chat. Yes, it was in my general chat on Discord. Someone posted the link to Reddit. So this was a person. Pride's Fall. Yeah, they did the thing. And they said that they didn't have any performance issues. And then I actually looked at their base and saw exactly why. And I saw their comments on the production of the base, and I saw exactly why. So they built their base essentially just to get the end screen. It didn't really have a particularly high throughput of sciences, end game sciences. In particular, they were just making 0.2 per second of utility science, and less than that on space science in the end. Less than 0.2 a second. I think actually maybe less than 0.1 per second. But yeah, our base is going to do more than that. I also didn't really see an indication that they were using robots. Of course, by the end of the game, with the high-tech robots, you don't need as many because they're really fast. They hold a lot of things per cycle. They don't use as much performance. The issue is that Mark II bots you need tens of thousands of, and they are all active at the same time if you have a bot-based mall, like I will have, and that uses incredible amounts of the performance of the game. That uses, that is the #1 thing that will eat performance outside of entity count. And I can control entity count a lot more than I can control the necessary number of robots that need to be active to maintain the mall over time. So yeah, that's going to be a key difference. They also used LTN and didn't need train stations as big as what mine will need to be. Because I use TSM. I use TSM very specifically because it's not LTN. I consider it to have less of a performance impact, but you do have to build bigger train stations. I don't know if you have to. I don't think you have to. It can do some of the things that LTN does, but I choose not to. I choose not to. I don't like the concept of having multiple items in or out of one singular train station. It bugs me. I like one station for one item. Always. That I can't bring myself to do multiple things from one station. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. So, off screen, I set this up among a lot of rail work, which is extremely tedious to lay rail, but anyway. I set up this factory, making 1,000 per second of carbon dioxide, Why I did this on my train network, I don't necessarily know. I did it specifically because if I want to get CO2 in a build as CO2 in a dedicated, like, setup here, in a situation where I may need something else that needs CO2 besides these two things, right? I will need at least one of each of these steps, one building in each of these steps, right? And that's a lot of buildings. Do I really want to have a whole bunch of buildings that are not going to operate at 100%, strewn about the entire base across dozens of factories? Or would I just rather have a whole bunch of buildings in one factory? And I think for this, I'm going to just have a whole bunch of buildings in one factory for CO2 needs. Now, what I will say about this build is that I am doing a new log recipe. This is the Tailings plus CO2 recipe, which gives a bunch of logs. It gives a bunch of logs. Let me have a look here. This Tailings and CO2 recipe, yeah, it's rather nice. If we look at the product of logs here, Tailings plus CO2 gives 7 logs, as opposed to the water CO2, which gives 5. And it's also 10 seconds faster cycle time. So it's faster and has higher output than the water recipe. I will absolutely use this. There is an even better recipe that's 15 seconds and 8 logs that uses a ton of ash. It's a bit more infrastructure than I'm willing to do for this, because I would have to do the ash, like a dedicated ash build, and that's a little bit more biomass. That's a bit more biomass. We can have a look at that. Copy, paste. Because I have... Gosh, how do I even get there? That's a great question. How do I even get there? Product. Meow. 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 Okay. This would say I need 4.7 ash. How do we get ash? Well, we can get ash from flue gas. Meow. Where's that Dolly? Yes, Dolly, meowing. Dolly, are you gonna go up on the back of my chair? From biomass. Okay, then that needs to go up. Yeah, see, even Helmut is sort of saying right here that, hey, this recipe's better. If we get rid of it, then we have this mess. Oh boy. Yeah, so I would need 8.7 ash. Oh boy, I would need 67.3 biomass to get that same output. Meow. It would be 4 fastwoods, but 69 and 17. Yeah, that's a little bit more than 43 and 9.8. So, as I said, the ash one isn't really going to be worthwhile. Why are you meowing at me, Dolly? Dolly? Oh, I see her. She's on top of the space heater behind me. Oh gosh, really? Stupid thing. Go there. She's on the space heater behind me. Yes, she's back there. You can't really see her, but she's just wanting attention. She wants to play. Yeah, so there's the CO2. Then what else? What else is there? Oh yeah, I doubled my glass. I made benzene to fuel the glass. the glassworks buildings instead of acetylene, so I removed all of that prior infrastructure to replace with this glorious little build that I've made here. This makes a certain amount, I forget exactly how much, of benzene. I think it's around 50. It's enough. That's how I'll put it. It's enough. Because as it turns out, with this system, I calculated, and the amount of pure sand used produces a little bit more tailings than needed to make enough benzene to fuel the glassworks. Yeah, that's a great option for the glass molten glass production setup. Now, this math will change when further processing quartz, but that won't happen until Pi Science, because that's when the next tech unlocks. And then I doubled it. And of course, the first of the mining machine exploits. The most speed percent we can get from a single module at the moment is 750% through Guar. I do have the technical ability to make Bodos, which are the #1 fastest percentage, like highest percentage bonus to speed in the entire game. In the the whole thing, it is 4,500%. There's nothing that even comes close. There's a few things that come close that are over 1,000, but it is a lot. It is a lot. The problem with Bodos is good alien samples. That is the problem about Bodos at the moment. We can get pretty much everything else. What about those? Codex. Where are the codex? So I would need one of these, and I would need a Bodos codex. Is that even going to use circuit ones? It does. So it is only good alien sample blocked, which Corlex milk is new to this recipe since the last time I played this. Yeah, that didn't used to be there. Now it's there, and now it makes Corlex required progression. Early. Green science required progression. Well, okay. What do we need for Corlex? Fetal serum and artificial blood. Great! That pushes it closer to blue science, or Pi science, than I would like, but anyway. So the fetal serum... Guts, silver, and glassware, not actually hard, and then the artificial blood is, yeah, this Flutec PP6 and albumin. The albumin is just blood. Cobalt and decalin, so that's... Ugh. Cobalt fluoride and decalin. Decalin is stuff that we have. Cobalt extract from mixed ores, cyanic acid gas, oh boy, rare earth oxides. As I said, it pushes it back closer to the next science level, because the rare earth oxides, as you are working on circuit 2s at that point, part of the process for getting into circuit 2s, Yeah, so this is supposed to be an intersection, but my main power is in the way. So this is just gonna be a double wide zone here without a line straight through. I did actually build a rail line through the bus just to show that it's possible. I had to move a building out of the way. I'll need to do it down here, but this will also need even more stuff moved out of the way, and yeah, I just didn't feel like doing that particular thing. And then this line, yeah, cuts through necessary infrastructure, so I can't do that yet, or at all, maybe. Who knows? Who knows what I'll do there? What else is there to discuss before actually playing here? Oh yeah, I've tapped into some more tar because I'm sort of I used all the tar that was in this area. All the nodes that I had made into tar, they're all dead now. They died rather quickly. I've got one here that's 377, one here that's 4 mil, another 2 mil, 3 mil, and 4 mil units. And I've put a guar in each of them. This does nothing at all besides use the node up faster. This does not add productivity, this just adds speed, so it cycles through the total number of cycles that the node has faster. Which is just great. Which is just great. It is hilarious that the natural gas derricks can have 2 modules at Mark 1. I find this funny. That you can make these really fast on the natural gas derricks. So this brings things like the tar extractor up to 850 per second. Yeah, per miner. So that's pretty much a full throughput pipe going into the stuff over here. So I have enough tar for the moment. I've also been up here with the stone bricks, and yeah, so this is what the shenanigans are going to look like going forward. Just a deposit surrounded by mining drills with speed modules, and then as quickly as I can pull out with loaders will be however many belts that I can get. With these modules on stone, I can do 7 yellow belts throughput out of the stuff that I'm mining. So stuff with a flat mining speed, 100% mining time, normal, I can get 7 out of yellow belts by surrounding a deposit. 4 each deposit I can fit on a mining patch. This also has some semblance of balance to it, because even if I mine the stuff faster, I still have to process it. So if I want more stuff, I still have to build out all of the infrastructure to have the product that I want out of it. So it's like, when you realize that, oh, yeah, I can have infinity iron ore produced, that's meaningless because you have to process all of it, and that processing is not an insignificant amount of infrastructure to actually process that infinity ore. It just solves your ore source, not your actual processing into plates. Same thing here with the glass. Yeah, I've got a few belts worth of glass here. Let's see, I've got 8 belts of quartz mined out of this setup with these speed modules. 8 full throughput belts. I'm processing 2 of them out of this much infrastructure right now. On the other hand, because I effectively have infinity ores, am I as pushed to go further down the processing chains when I get access to those? Well, fundamentally, that has always been an aspect that's left up to the player from the start, and a very intentional design decision to give people the option of going further down or building more and processing more raw materials if you have those raw materials. This dance between whether or not to go through like the high grade level, hello Dolly, to go up through the high grade level or to go all the way up to centered on a lot of these processes comes down to, is it worth my time? Still, I think that I will go down to high grade for the majority of things. I do plan on going into high grade, even if I have multiple belts of these things, even if it is a little bit easier to copy and paste an existing build over and over and over again that isn't as efficient. I still want to do high grade, at the very least. The gains, for the most part, are good enough to justify it. And really, it doesn't matter to me using the ore, all of the ore. I'm okay with being more efficient to increase my output. Like, I'm okay not using all of this 8 belts of stuff, right? The ores have always been effectively infinite in this game. Hello, PY. We've got Dolly looking pretty. She's so pretty, my pretty girl. Yes, she's a pretty girl. What build is that? Molten glass. This is the old molten glass that I have updated to benzene rather than acetylene as the fuel source for the glass works. Each one of these, I think, is 50 molten glass a second. Or 75, I forget exactly. It's 75. Yeah. 75. And it makes more tailings than it needs to produce enough benzene to keep the system going. So it's nice. It's really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. And we are doing the shenanigans. We are doing mining shenanigans. Alright. The only other things I wanted to note here was over at raw coal. Raw coal I am also mining. I do have augs, but these are 750%. How much is an aug? How much is an aug? Wait. Is aug more? Aug is 670. The aug is 670. The guar is 750. So I'm using the guar for the moment until I get into better things like Bodos, which are 4,500 each, times 3. So the raw coal has a 50% mining time. So surrounding a deposit with mining drills means I basically have 9 yellow belts of throughput out of this. I'm currently using 3 of them. 2 of them are dedicated making yellow belts of coke. 1 of them is making a dedicated yellow belt of coal and providing that onto my network at the moment. Is pretty nice. Guar is extremely easy. As soon as you can make a guar bean plantation, just plop the guar bean plantation, put in soil and sand and water. Soil, sand, and water, and you will immediately have guar. There are no upgraded mining drills in Pyandons that have, like, range on them. We only have vanilla mining drills. No mark levels to mining drills. Maybe you can bug Pi to make some Pyanodon version mining drills for, like, additional mark levels. Expect them to be massive. There are mark levels for specific ore types that have their own unique mining drills. Sand is a washer washing soil. Sand is a washer washing soil. You have sand. I guarantee you have sand and soil to make guar. Yeah, Pi would make a ginormous entity. Well, on that note, because, as I said, the poll for whether or not to do this now came up as do it now with 57% of the vote and 84 votes. That's a lot more votes than I was expecting, by the way. That was like 3 times as many votes as I was expecting on that poll, by the way, about whether or not to do this. Yeah, we get to design our base around it from the start, and it'll be glorious. It shall be glorious and wonderful. So what are we going to do today? I have no clue. Like, legit none. I think I'm going to go up here and tap into iron and copy my iron infrastructure to get iron and steel onto the train network. I am in the process right now of getting everything that is on the bus onto the train network so I can delete the bus. That is what I'm working on. I'm not really going forward in progression. If there is a new, better process to get something that I'm currently making on the bus that I have access to right now and it doesn't require a whole bunch of other new stuff, maybe if it requires some new stuff, I might do that new stuff and do the better process for the stuff that's on the bus. But there's some really basic things like raw resources that need to be put onto my train network. And right now, all I have is this aluminium that I sneakily put onto... Like, I had been tapping this aluminium as a supplement to the bus, brought up by a by this belt line here that I ran all the way down and up. I had run this belt line all the way down and up so that I could supplement my duralumin production with it. Now it's being provided onto the train network. And I'm bringing in the coke to produce the coal gas and the graphite to process the aluminium. We're going to need to come back here to upgrade this because I'm going to need the pulp. I'm going to need the better process, but we can't do the better process until I have phosphoric acid and do the phosphate chain, which I never look forward to doing the phosphate chain. It is rather expensive. Rather expensive. I do plan on getting copper. I don't think I want this one though, because that's a little small of a patch right there. So I was thinking maybe something else that's a little bigger to tap into for the copper. But we shall see. I wanted to request additional oxygen furnaces. Additional oxygen furnaces. I need electrolyzers. A lot of them. Excuse me. Electrolyzers. At least 20. I should have casting units. Do I? No, it doesn't look like it. Casting units? I don't have the space for this. Sulfur mines can go away. Wood processing units can go away. Alright, that should give me enough space. I don't have any electrolyzers. Huh? What? Electrolyzers. Do I have you anywhere? Or did I just miss it entirely? Wouldn't put it past me to have just missed it entirely. I don't see the icon. It's got a... Oh, there it is. Right there. Under the hydro classifier. What are you missing? Labs. What are you missing? Circuits. So this is one of those cases where something is eating my electrolyzers. Yeah, these three things. All three of them, most likely, are what's eating all of my electrolyzers. Okay, I have... You don't eat electrolyzers. It was you. You eat electrolyzers. You have 7 out of 10, so you're taking my stuff. You are taking my stuff, and you don't have any, and you're not finished yet. Yeah, the buildings as ingredients for other buildings is a little sucky at times. Give me my aluminium. Oh yeah, I run my plastic to the bus as well because there's some buildings that need plastic. I was making this way down here originally. It's eating up all of my syngas and aromatics. Which the aromatics is coming out of tar. Which is also going to screw up my rubber a little bit on the on this guy, because I won't have enough aromatics for all of these things. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. I need some dedicated aromatics. I'm gonna probably build a factory that just makes the benzene and aromatics at some point. I'm probably gonna do this as a dedicated thingy. You're saying coal gas to tar. Excuse me, but the coal gas does not in and of itself make tar. It makes syngas. The tar that you get out offsets the coal gas to make syngas. This is not a primary way of getting tar. The coal gas to heavy oil and tar needs nichrome, which again, I would ask, how are you getting coal gas in the first place? 250 to 200. 350 to 200. No. No. Not happening. The main way you get the coal gas is tar to coal gas, and then coal gas, syngas. I have exactly as much coal gas as I need. In fact, I need more syngas, if anything. And then I need to bring over additional carbon dioxide. But, as I've said, I am deleting this entire main bus once the stuff is on my train network. So I really don't care about what's happening on my bus at all. At all. I want to get all of it onto the train network. Give me my plates. Where are those plates? Hello? It's white. How am I missing? There you are. Hi. Give me a whole bunch of stuff. Really? And then 10? That should be 10. Yes, all the science that I can currently take is researched. The only other things that I could take at this point would be mill science. I could make mill science, I just don't want to. Yeah, the pie is not designed for you to build things at scale early. Literally every single process in the game is upgraded by tech. The processes that matter early on that you have access to, all that early stuff, it is improved with technology. None of it is, you are not meant to do any red science stuff in the late game. You are going to be upgrading all of the processes. In fact, it's very, very specifically designed to be of such immense scale in the early game. It's designed to be so slow to force you to get the higher tech and to make you... And there's so much stuff to do, so many various different processes to do, that it doesn't matter that it's just a trickle of output of any individual item, because by the time you've done everything, you're gonna have stuff. You're gonna have stuff. Green science starts getting to the point where you can think about some higher scale on a few things. At the very least, green science gives you a lot of backbones to a lot of processes that upgrade later. Yeah, unless you want to spend several hundred hours at a lower science level trying to scale up, and then realize that you will likely have to delete the vast majority of it when you get access to the upgraded routes later on. What else did I need? Over here. I should have jaw crushers. I likely don't have enough on me. Yeah, I only have 10. I'm gonna need a few more of those. I have washers and the various other infrastructure. My vehicle has lots and lots and lots of wonderful stuff. Yeah, chem science / pie science opens up everything. Everything opens up. It becomes a lot easier to get good amounts of throughput of various items. The vast majority of items. It becomes more of a problem solving from a process perspective rather than a problem solving from a resource perspective, starting there. Yeah, if you want one blue science a second, you're gonna want to do that at space science or utility science. Don't try to do it at green science. It will not end well. Just get like 1 a minute at best at green science as you are entering into blue science. Then try to scale from there as you unlock better processes at blue / pie and even at purple and yellow sciences, the production and utility sciences. You're gonna want to hold off on meeting a lot of your production goals for later. Dolly's leaving. Oh. Oh. My nanobot ammo. I don't have nanobot ammo. I've got termite bots, which is great. Let's clear all this. Yeah, but ideally you've also been doing vat brain biocomputing the entire time at as soon as you got access to it as well to get blue science. So the actual blue sciences should be relatively fast if you've been accruing those. Cough, cough. The vat brain, the techs that only need blue science and don't get tied to pie science are generally speaking direct upgrades to your logistics system. Where are they? There's a research speed upgrade. There's an inserter capacity upgrade in here. There should be a bot speed upgrade, or at least a cargo upgrade. Where is that? Bot speed, right there. You get this 35% worker robot speed, and you get 2 of them, which at a 40 and a 35. So you get a huge speed boost on your robots off of these 2 techs at Blue Science. That this is the reason to vat brain early. That is the #1 vat brain target right there. The target of doing vat brain is to get into robot speed. Thank you kindly for all of that. I'm going to need to run a lot of power poles. Where's the... There. Oh boy. Let's go up here. Yeah, that speed will make all of the difference. Okay, that's all connected. Let's get this pole placed. at the least. Not like it's needed. Not like I need these or anything. Because that's not where my main line of power is at the moment. It will be once I get niobium and can actually make power pylons. The big power poles. Alright, where do I have to go? What's the shortest route to... Oh. Not that far. Shortest route is not that far away. There we go. Power! Radar coverage. It's excellent and amazing. Bet you thought I was going to destroy that. Ahem. Mine. So there are 9. 105.75. Just a few units. That is 7.05 belts. Yellow belts. Which this should be 7. Whatever reason, when you hover over a mini loader, it counts as 2. Because there's like 2 inserters in each one, I guess. But yeah, it's just weird. I'm going to want to kill all of that. We're not dealing with... We will deal with fluids, but not right now on this. Really? Oh. Let's temporarily get that out of the way. So I can hold all these pumps. Okay. I need my regular provider station doohickey. All the way over here. Provider doohickey. Doink, doink, doink. You need to be replaced. Okay. I need to bring in a few things. That first one will usually be coke. It's almost always going to be coke. Yeah, because we almost always need coke. I'm going to bring in tar to make the sand castings, so I'll need a fluid requester station as well as another solid requester station for the borax. Yeah, I will need 1 of these. Whoops. What is my coke per second? 30 at the moment. My current production on coke is 2 yellow belts from this processing. And just so everyone is aware, I have never intended on going past the green science level of raw coal processing. I don't intend on going any further than this, getting into coal, than what I already have here. I just don't like the rest of the raw coal processing chain. I know that there were some adjustments to it. I know there were some adjustments to the raw coal processing chain, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, we can see for coal, because ultimately it's all coal that's going to come out of this. What even is the last one? Stage 5 pulp? I think it's the stage 5. Oh, right. This one's super weird. This one's super weird, right? Because it has like an offshoot section of it. Yeah, you get a pulp too and slaked lime into this high ash coal fines and conditioned coal fines, and you get like pyrite and tailings that you have to deal with. You have to input tar into the system. You have to input biofilm into the system, kerosene, more pyrite and ash comes out of that, methanol, organic solvent. Just nah. Nah. I'm not gonna do any of this stuff that's further down the blue science, production science, utility science levels for raw coal processing. Not unless I absolutely need it. Like, as if one of these things was required for something. Just no. Nah. I'm gonna stick with this for coal. This 3-step process for coal, and then this for the coke, red hot coke processing. And I'm not going to use the stuff for hot air. No. I have other ideas on hot air. This will get me by for the moment. I am making 150 hot air per second, but there are some things that are going to use a lot. Most things use a trace amount or a small amount. Some things use a lot. Like a lot. But I'm thinking these guys are a relatively decent option out of the gas splatters, especially once you can get 2 gas splatters on the output per creature butchered. And apparently there's upgrades for productivity in the slaughterhouse, so that'll be great when I get access to that. Oh yeah! I haven't brought this up yet. Simics. There is a green science tech that lets you pick a simic digestion tech. We should talk about this for a bit, because I looked at this in detail. There are 6 of these techs. Each tech gives you 3 options. You can pick one of them at each tech level, and it will disable the other 2 forever. As far as I can tell, it does not get rid of things that you have already picked. So at the end of the system, you will have 6 ore types that you can use for simic digestion. As far as I can tell. I may have missed something, but either way, yeah, I think that the upgrade path is still worth it. This one gives us the option between iron, copper, and quartz. The answer to this one was very obvious to me as to what I would pick here, because you're given the choice between getting unslimed iron, copper solution, or stage 2 quartz pulp. Stage 2 quartz pulp. Now, that can't be processed until chemical science into anything else. And because it's stage 2, you need to process it with slaked lime into prepared quartz first. And then you have to add creosote to it to get purified quartz. Now, note that you're not going to have Simics until you have Circuit 2s anyway. But my point is, you have to process this stuff with outside inputs. And you have to do the same thing to copper. You get copper solution, you still have to process that copper solution in the entire flotation array. The best option here is unslimed iron because you can directly cast unslimed iron. No question in my mind. Unslimed iron is the best option because you get to skip the entire iron processing chain up to unslimed iron, and you can directly cast it. You can directly cast it. The copper still needs to be processed. The quartz still needs to be processed. And is tech locked. I'm taking the unslimed iron. Okay? I'm taking the unslimed iron. And I'm going to use Simics for iron, for unslimed iron. I might not even use... I might not even do any of these three. There are far better options after this as well. But, yeah, consider that I could get unslimed iron the moment that I have niobium. The moment that I have niobium, I can go through and I can get into the unslimed iron. Now, I have not done the math here as to how much normally iron ore goes into unslimed iron, but I don't really care about how much ore is getting replaced here. Okay, I'm not really care about how much ore gets replaced when ore is infinite. Right? Like, ore is infinite. I don't care about how efficient it is going into these steps. I care about how much of a headache am I saving myself from the infrastructure. How much infrastructure am I saving? And in my opinion, the most infrastructure that gets saved here to get something usable on the output is iron. And I'm locking in on iron. The next techs that options available to me. The next ones I don't care about how much infrastructure I need for quartz. I legit don't. Iron will be more valuable to me than doing Simics for quartz. The next option is between a raw coal product, tin, and aluminium product. The tin gives you tin concentrate, and the aluminum one is crystallized aluminate. The tin concentrate does directly become molten without any additional processing, though the crystallized aluminate is like one step from high grade aluminium, and it saves you from spending phosphoric acid on your plates. You do need some of the previous level aluminum pulp, like the pulp 2, for some circuit stuff. So this would be a case where I would do that early process, continue doing that early process for that pulp for those circuit stuffs. But I would otherwise be able to just skip the whole thing up to that point, up to like high grade, like skip straight to high grade. Yes, I would like to skip up to high grade by getting crystallized aluminate, and I need crystallized aluminate as crystallized aluminate for a few things as well. So in the next level, my Simic pick will be for the aluminium, crystallized aluminate over the tin concentrate, even though it does save on MIBC, and it could be directly converted to molten. The third rank gives you chromium, molybdenum, or boron items. You get chromite sand, which nah. Chromium is a unique beast, and there are better ways of getting chromite sand. I'd rather go down the chain to get the chromite sand. The boron comes as boron trioxide, which is trivial to make anyway, and you've been making it the entire game. The only option here is the molybdenum disulfide, which skips the entire chain to the first useful product. There is like one thing that uses the disulfide. Otherwise, it just gets converted into molybdenum trioxide and then into plates. You do need the trioxide and you do need the plates for various things. At Mark 4, you get an option between molten lead, nickel pulp 3, or zinc concentrate. The problem with molten lead is that you can't process it any further than that. And you can't do anything more efficiently than that to get more molten lead. The nickel pulp 3 needs Aerofloat 15, chromium, syngas, and biofilm before it can be converted into high-grade nickel, so And then zinc concentrate can directly go into molten or into high grade with a filtration media, lime and soda ash. All fairly trivial stuff by that point in the game, so I would pick zinc over any of the others. At the Mark 5 upgrade, you get the option between high-grade titanium, niobium complex, or molten nextlit. Now, I've already said that molten stuff doesn't continue to scale at all, so even though it is nextlit, High-grade titanium is high-grade. You can process it further. It's great, but so is niobium complex. Like, niobium complex becomes plates and is used as complex, but it does fall in sort of to that molten category again, but it's also, it's also niobium, which doesn't have an upgraded way. It doesn't like change the chain at all as you get further along. The niobium chain is one of only two, with molybdenum, by the way, which by nature have the ability to have productivity modules on each step along the way. Most steps along the way, except for the buildings occasionally that don't use them. So the thing about this is you already have niobium set up as it stands. So I would pick titanium between those options. I would personally just do the titanium because I already would have niobium set up, and I likely don't have a high-grade titanium set up already by that point in the game. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. And then the last one at Mark 6, which is a utility science tech, bearing that in mind, gives you an option between 70% uranium powder, gold concentrate, or high-grade silver. We'll ignore the gold concentrate because that is actually one of the initial steps in gold, and you still have to do like near enough the entire processing chain after getting the gold. And chances are by that point, you already have enough gold. This is a very tough decision. This is a tough decision. Uranium is very valuable. Absolutely, it's very valuable. The 70% uranium powder is used in heavy fermion material. However, it does not upgrade. Because you are getting the powder, you still have to do the whole chain to get up to yellow cake. And you need yellow cake to beat the game. So it doesn't save you that effort. But it does mean that you no longer need to make the 70% uranium powder to get heavy fermion material. And you can use all of your uranium to get into the yellow cake. On the other hand, silver. You need a lot of silver zinc alloy for biopolymers. And like silver foam. You need a lot of biopolymers as well. It's not just heavy fermion material that's a problem. It's the biopolymers. You can't skip making 70% uranium fluid by picking the Simic 70% powder because you need yellow cake. The only thing is you probably already have the high-grade silver at this point. Done in the normal way. That's the only thing is you've probably already done both of these actually by utility science. So it's like, okay, which has the higher utility for me? Which I'd say uranium 100% has the higher utility than the situation with the silver for the biopolymers. I would rather have the heavy fermion be easier than the biopolymers. And you could use the powder for other things like fuel rods and such, but whatever. That will be my choices. So I will have uranium on Mark 6. I will have titanium at Mark 5. I will have the zinc at Mark 4. The molybdenum at Mark 3. And the aluminium at Mark 2. And then I have picked iron at Mark 1. Also, bearing in mind with the quartz that you can legit get quartz out of nothingness. Like, I've never been all that particularly, like, angry or whatever. Like, I haven't had any issue with quartz as a processing chain, ever. The exception being the introduction of the Glassworks building needing the fluid fuel. But otherwise, like, conceptually as a chain, I don't think it's bad. It's like one of the best of the processing chains in terms of like not needing a effing ton of infrastructure. So I really don't care how much more efficient it would be for the Simic to skip some of that processing chain. It doesn't matter to me because I've never seen it as being that big of a deal. Of a chain. Like, this is nothing to me. This is nothing to me. Like, I don't even consider this like as part of the chain. Like, when I look at the chain, I'm looking this and this leading to this. Then all of this is like secondary because it's not directly dealing with the actual quartz itself, right? It's like this is secondary and it's power and buildings. There's no other outside inputs for this. And then the actual fluid fuel, well, this is fueling my fluid fuel. So it's like, okay, this is elegant. It's nice. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot as it is. I don't really feel the need to skip this or to or basically to skip this. I mean, that's what you would do with like skipping 1 extra step or 2 extra steps. Like I'm okay with that infrastructure existing. There's so many other things that use more infrastructure than this, or at least an equivalent. It's like I want to save infrastructure, not necessarily the ore. It's infrastructure. Infrastructure. It's all about the infrastructure savings that I will base my decisions upon. This all assumes that Simics are a better process. By the way. Yes, this all would make a fundamental assumption. Or be based upon a fundamental assumption that Simics are good. And of course, as a life, alien life, Pyalien life thing, Simics get better on their output of Simics later you go. But these seem like just recipes done in a Simic den, and there should be upgraded Simic modules to make the process go faster. There's not? Well, damn. King Arthur better get on it. We need those upgraded Simic modules. Regardless, though, the recipe is ore plus olefins, essentially. On the Simics, I think I had looked at this somewhere in here. I don't remember if I kept it anywhere. It was you. So for the thingy here, it's biosamples, the ore, and olefin barrels. I was sort of looking at olefins somewhere. Like, okay, how would I get the olefins for that? And I mean, you could spend an XLit. I don't really want to spend XLit. Oh, that would be great. That would be good too. But that would be great. Like that would be really nice. You know, just to get like a lot. That's a lot. Why do I say that's really great? Because we can get it out of nothing. We can get it out of absolutely nothing. There's that benzene recipe, remember, out of the stuff. Yeah, we can get it out of nothing. This is out of nothing. If I go with distillates, I have to use a bunch of various types of catalyst items, like titanium tetrachloride and nichrome and tin chromium alloy and all that awful stuff. I can get this for free. Building count, whatever. Power. But water. Fundamentally from water without using any of my resources. Like, just this. This. Because olefins out of distillates. Where even is out of distillates? We've got tin chromium alloy out of stripped distillates. Oh boy. You mean to say that I'm going to spend a whole bunch of that, and then stripped distillates I remember uses titanium tetrachloride. And then you have to have the oil and the tar to spend. Yeah, like, I don't see a justification for spending this much product just to get into olefins. What is this chain? Like, what am I talking about here? I am talking about Simics, Dens, and the various recipes that Simics have available to them through the technology upgrades. I have picked, among the first options, the ability to convert iron ore directly into unslimed iron by adding olefin barrels and biosamples. So what we're looking at here is how do we get the olefins for those olefin barrels? And in this way, I'm able to get them at nothing. So by converting aromatics into olefins, by getting those aromatics out of the benzene aromatics recipe using coal water slurry, out of tailings, I'm able to get it out of nothing. I do have to burn this pure sand, this 88.9 pure sand. So there is a cost of coke or some solid fuel to get rid of the pure sand out of here. But consider I'm going to do this anyway to get aromatics and benzene onto my train network. Yeah, I'd rather this. I'd rather this. I plan on this being my primary aromatics and benzene that will be provided onto my train network. Hello, Ollie. The big boy. The big boy is here. How's a big boy? How's that big kitty? How's Ollie? Yeah, she's my big kitty. Yeah, she's a big boy. Big destructive boy. Big and destructive. Oh, he wants to get on my lap, but the microphone's in the way. What are you gonna do about the microphone? What are you gonna do about the microphone, kitty? Oh, he's gonna push his way underneath. Hey. Hey. So now I have a kitty in my lap. Yes, hello, Ollie. Are you comfy? Are you comfy down there? On my lap? Bumping up against my microphone? I guess so. I guess he's comfy down there. I guess. I guess he's rather comfy down there. Yeah, there's that Ollie. Why he wants to be there right now, I don't know. But there he is. But yeah, it's easy. It's easy. Easy, Ollie. Easy. Anyway, let's continue setting up this iron so I can at least have something done today. I want to get iron. Today has been a lot of it feels like today has been an hour and a half of talk and not much do. So I think it's time to you know, do some things. Yeah, go this way. Come this way. Do I want to process more than this? Probably not. I am. That is exactly what I'm doing. That is legit exactly what I'm doing to get benzene for glassworks, to fuel my glassworks, because this pure quartz, this quartz processing chain here that I'm doing out of powdered quartz happens to use more pure sand than the amount of tailings I need to get the benzene. So it actually overproduces tailings. Like, duh. Like, duh. I legit overproduce my fuel for this than what's needed for the processing. And I have 2 of it. Giving me 150 molten glass a second. Oh, now you want to groom? Now you want to groom in my lap? You kitty. The recipe for getting activated carbon has changed? Nah, that looks the same to me. You must have not been here a while. You must have not been here a while. That looks about the same to me. Yeah. Zinc chloride plus sodium hydroxide plus nitrogen and coal dust. Yep, that's about the same. Yes, Ollie. Ollie in the lab. I wouldn't do this for refined syngas though. I'm not going to do this for refined syngas. No. I'm doing this for refined syngas. I'm going to do this for the refined syngas. I'm going to make methanol. That way I don't have to make activated carbon at all. And I don't have to deal with zinc. Maybe I have to deal with zinc, but for the methanol. But yeah. I'd much rather this. Anyway, we are processing. Okay, I forget how much infrastructure I need to delete the stone. 2. I need 2 doohickeys to delete the stone. I don't really need that. 2 doohickeys deleted the stone. Deleting the stone. Oh, right, I remembered. I need to add 2 fluid inputs. 2 fluid input requests. Where do I have fluid requests? Oh, here. It's these 2. It's exactly these 2. Hey, I need exactly these 2 things. Thanks. Ha, do I have any plans to pave the base? No. Nope. No plans for base paving at the moment. I will just be slow. If I did base paving, I would want the Nexalit tiles. And I'm not ready for that yet. They make you go really fast. Now, I would need several hundreds of thousands, if not millions of units of tiles to pave this base. I have grown the train network a bit between streams. Just a little bit, I have grown this train network. And I'm just trying to square this off at the moment. Nexalit tiles are... ...240%. They're plus 240% walking speed. They're not just 140%, they're 240%. Oh yeah, I did this thing so I could do that. This makes 18, I think, per second total. Yeah, on the processed iron. So when I get to this stuff, I need you flipped. Do I have molten steel, even? I should, right? Yeah. I will molten. I will molten steel. I don't need to do the iron plates into steel. I can do molten. And then get the benefits of the hot air casting on the plates. Yeah, hot air casting gives you a lot extra. It is 50% bonus, generally. Something is our 30%, like here on the stainless steel. It's a generous bonus. Yeah, that's my thought, is I will paste it into a blueprint, get rid of all of the buildings from the blueprint. That should allow me to flip. That is my alarm to say that we are halfway through the stream today. There is one gas vent. There we go. We are flipped. We are, in fact, flipped now. How does a gas vent, like, not be allowed to be flipped? Yeah, how are you not allowed to flip a 1x1 entity? Hello and welcome. I am about to take a break because we are halfway through the stream. But I have a kitty in my lap. So it's a little hard to leave when there's a cat sleeping in your lap. He'll have to just move. Anyway, let's just at least get the copy paste on the bill. Oh right, I can't just do this because it's like all of the pipes are wrong. I can't just do this because all of the pipes are off. I can't flip it. Not at all. No. I'd have to redo all the pipes anyway, and if I have to redo all the pipes anyway, I'm just gonna do it myself. Each individual segment needs to get copied over. Like I can't do this, and I'm gonna run out of nanobots as well. At least I can just build 100. Well, anyway, with that, here, bots, go slowly. I'm gonna take a break, and I will be back in just a few minutes. I have returned. Everything is off kilter. I didn't play the music. Everything is off today, I guess. So resume. Break the things. Break all this down. I don't care. We're gonna redo it. We're gonna redo all this so I can actually cast this stuffs. Get a bunch of molten iron. Then I'm gonna have to go back and likely get even more infrastructure because what I would like to do, actually. Oh, hi Ollie, welcome back. Welcome back to the desk. You're going to stay on the desk this time. What I would like to do is to do the entire build a second time and have all of it. Ollie, what are you doing? Please no, that's my light. Get down. Get down. That's the light. What's so fascinating about the box light? Or the soft light, whatever you want to call it. Anyway. Yeah, I was saying I'm gonna copy the whole build, paste it down, and just have 2 additional ore lines going in, and that will dedicated make steel. I think that's gonna be the solution for me. Alright, you there. You just go right in there. The solution for now. I'm not building this with the intent that this is going to be scaled up to unslimed iron because, well, I got Simics to do that for me. I guess, technically speaking. I can use Simics for that. Alright, there we go. The oxygen will need to be fed through. I will need more oxygen on the steel one. So I'll just have a secondary array, I guess. I guess I can just copy from here. There we go. Paste that down. This also needs borax in. Gee, I hope I have enough. Oh, right, I don't. You there. More pipe to ground, please. Yes, please get back in my backpack. I don't need you for as long as I have nanobots. Go, my minions. Build for me. Ta-da. Oh. I ran out of small electrical poles. I still am out. Oh. Oh. Why you doubled? Why you doubled there? I thought I took care of that. So I had just enough. Oh, and you need the fuel, the solid fuel. So that needs to be these inputs here. The internal side should be the processed iron. Oh. No. This way. This way. There you go. That is the coke. Oh, right, but it would have to keep going if I want another one of these, wouldn't it? Bah. Okay, new plan. What is the total throughput here? We've got 30, but they're in 2 sets of 15. Okay. That is a number that is greater than 7.5, which is very unfortunate, because it does mean that I have to do that shenaniganery. I can't move this without breaking it. Alright. I do have a plan. There we go. That will free up these lines. There you go. Ta-da! Now it should be a heck of a lot easier to do this in these locations. This is... one of them is going to be borax, the other one is charcoal, or coke, I should say. Coke and borax. The majestic stuffs. Okay, this one will be coke. Oh. I seem to have used a few units of belts. Too many. And I'm not carrying any, so I guess it's time to go get a restock going. Back in the mall. So off we go. Waddling away. At least there's nothing to worry about along the way. As he runs into a rock and gets stopped in his tracks. Oh, look, another rock. At least the crawdad does not take impact damage. I'm blind, apparently. I saw rail. I thought that this was rail. Rock, die. Either way, I only have like 21 nanobots left, so I'll need to go back to get more nanobots, or build more nanobots anyway, at some point. But it doesn't have to be now. Okay, let's do this. I want the charcoal on, or the coke on the top, I think. Just because it's gonna make it, I think, a little bit easier. No. No, it will not. I will bring this down here. This belt will be the borax. I want the borax on the top because where I'm gonna make the sand castings right here. I'm gonna make the sand castings right here, which means pulling in the tar. What's the single biggest tip I can give about Pyandons? Like, there's so many things, but I mean, there's just the generic don't give up on it just because it looks like it's a lot of stuff. Like, just don't give up. Like, actually make a plan. Take it one step at a time, and eventually you'll get there to whatever destination you want out of this. So this will be at iron. Bring me my coke. Bring me my coke. You have to fundamentally understand that this was built to make you angry. This was built by someone sadistic, and they take great pleasure when people complain. Just take it one step at a time. One step at a time. Our tar at iron. You are our borax. Our borax at iron. Oh, and now that I'm thinking about this, I will need more borax mining. Yeah. I will need to improve the borax mining. Yeah, this will be the second thing on the rail network using this setup over here, but I haven't quote-unquote upgraded this to the exploit mechanics yet. I need to convert this to exploit mechanics. That will also mean that I need more syngas. That is the unfortunate part. Yeah, I'm likely going to be very limited by my borax in general as we go along. This is not 2 yellow belts. This is slightly under 2 yellow belts. And it's currently eating tar from a node down here that has 2.7 million of it, but it is only temporary. Until I can get into niobium and can tap into oil sands. Be careful where you step. Be very, very careful where you step. This last one is hot air at iron, so let me bring in the hot air as well. That is a petroleum handling fluid. That is not the button I expected to push. There we go. Bring in the hot air, the hottest. Tar? Oh. I didn't define the tar. Bring on the... Oh. It's busy. All right. That is that part. Copy this part. Yes, knowledge. Knowledge is key to a lot of this. You have the tools, though, to figure things out. Oh, I don't have a tar processing unit. Nor do I have the ability to build a tar processing unit on me. Nor do I have a soil extractor. Oh. I'm like, huh. How is that possible? How do I not have a soil extractor? Like, that is not possible to be missing a soil extractor like that. Oh, where's the creosote? No. Back. Back, I say. I need a thing to make the creosote from the tar. Yeah, you have to, like, use Helmod, use... What is it really used for? Or FNEI, use Factory Planner if you prefer that. Get to know them intimately. Get to know those mods very intimately, and learn. The only way you're going to get through this is if you learn. Do your research. Look at your options. Actually think about where things go. Map out some of the chains. Decide in your current situation what would be easier for you to set up. And just note that there are several traps. There are several traps that you need to be ready for, prepared for at the very least, in some way. I would like to flip this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, because I can flip this, put it there. I'm going to cut that, flip it, put her right there, and then take that other BP and stick her right there. Oh, I'm not out of ammo. Hello, welcome. Bots, go, be free. Yeah, until you realize you need that hydrocyclone for the oil sands. There really needs to be an overhaul to the tech tree, and it's being worked on right now. Actually, there is an overhaul in the works that will help to alleviate some of the confusion for new players, I would hope. Because, yeah, in the current state, you unlock a lot of things before you are able to actually use them. And I really don't believe in that being a thing. Like, you should not be able to unlock something before you can use it and start making it. And if it requires something from a different tech, it needs to require that tech as a prerequisite. So I shouldn't be able to, like, process oil sands until after I unlock niobium. Would I bring up the grid? The power grid? I am only using Steam right now. I am only using Steam, and all of my Steam is directly raw coal. Like, it's right here. This is the primary power. There's a little bit in the starting area here from this starting raw coal, but yeah, it's all just basic steam engines right now, and Oh boy, we get to do some shenanigans with this today, potentially. That comes down, that comes over. This... There. Now I can do that, and we can have another thingy. What will be my next power process? Is that I haven't thought about it at all. I haven't thought about what I'll be doing for power. I don't have any repair packs, nor the ability to make them. I might just... Gosh, as much as I would like to just do solar, there's going to be huge power demands that will make that not actually useful. I would need a power... I would need solar the size of the current base area, just in solar, to actually power the entire base off of it. In the grand scheme. What I do know, what I don't want to do is use Mark I turbines. At the very least. So I know that I will not be using the basic turbines. And then when I eventually get into the combustion mix stuff, I would be fueling them off of biomass rather than on coke. Well, I'm thinking about performance. For the solar is the best for game performance overall. As we get into the later phases of the game, it doesn't... The game doesn't treat solar panels as individual entities. All solar panels are like one big entity, according to the game, and how it thinks about them. So it has huge benefits that way. Hey, charge. Someone posted on my Discord about a whole bunch of bots being around Roboport when there were charging stations right next door. It's like, well, that tends to happen right after there's been a big request. You know, like me entering into my own logistics system. Where the bots have finished a delivery and are going back into storage. They all have to top up their energy before entering into the box, which is dumb, stupid, because as soon as they enter the box, they cease to exist, and they don't have a power statistic that is tracked anymore. As soon as they enter into the box, it's deleted, it's gone. So the whole concept of robots sitting to charge before going into a box is there to literally just take longer to have them enter the box, and to give you the illusion that they are actually charging up before going to sleep. As if it's needed. No. As soon as they enter the box, they are quote-unquote fully charged, because the moment they leave the box, they are created with a full charge. And they don't draw power when they're in the thing. So, yeah, I'm saying it shouldn't matter. Like, they just shouldn't draw charge. Period. When they're done, they get back and they are fully charged. But the thing, you have to power the building. Like, you're powering the building. Surely there's a level of abstraction there that you can get away with, is that they are charging within the building, and that's why the building uses this amount of power. And then when they charge separately, there's this other battery that they're using, but whatever, fine. Because those overports are just basically big batteries. Do I even have tar? Because those stupid tar processing units are also an ingredient in several other buildings. So, oh. Fortunately, I have some. Like, it comes to a point where you really just don't need that level of detail. Like, it's not fun having several hundred robots that are done with an order sit and wait in line to enter their box. Frankly, it's not a fun thing to sit and wait and watch a whole bunch of robot logistic bots sit and wait to just enter their box. Like, just get in the box. Just get in the box. It'll be fine. Just get in the box. Yeah, fusion bots just don't need to be charged. They don't even have any energy stat as a late game solution. That's why I really like the fusion bots. They just don't charge at all. It's actually the roboports more than the actual bots themselves. Like the... I don't want to damage that train. Roboports, Pi ports in particular, draw a massive amount of power each. And I have had situations where I've had complete base blackouts, like full blackouts of my base, that have been really hard to recover from because I would have hundreds of roboports along my rail system, forming a massive singular logistic network, and they just eat all of the power to recover their internal storage. Give me this. Okay, that'll be sand castings to make the thingies here. I will need the hot air. So you end up having to do some interesting things. Like disconnecting areas of the base from the power grid just so you can get your power moving again, and then make sure you have enough to supply the base. Aww. Okay, fine, be that way. Be that way, you'll just be off kilter then. Nauvis just wants to be off kilter. The cat is snoring. Ollie is snoring next to me. Really? Am I that boring to you, kitty? There's my hot air. And that means I have more than a belt worth of iron plates. You didn't know cats could snore? Yes, they can absolutely snore. That is a thing. That is most definitely a thing. Yes. Yes, mister. Okay. Plates! I've got 3 of these things. Yeah, they're giving a few plates. Just a few plates. What is this? Oh, this is unslimed. Oh, this is the original thoughts. Right. I was looking at that for olefins. So there's a lube plus steam recipe into olefins that I was sort of looking at too. Yeah, like if I was going to spend crude oil, if I was going to spend oil to get into the olefins, that's sort of what I would do. It's not it's not good. It's not a good way. But I was experimenting, just trying to find what is a good way to get into these. But yeah, 45 plates out. Wow. That is so good for 17 Simic dens. That's such a small infrastructure. That's 15 ore in. 15 ore into 45 plates. Skipping the entire chain to get into unslimed iron. Yeah, this saves the most infrastructure. The most. This saves it. Absolutely. That's why I picked this. You still need, like, the biosamples, but those are a little trivial. Yeah, those are trivial. It's just the olefins that I would need, which I'm just thinking that's going to be out of aromatics directly. What was I looking for here? I was looking for something. Trying to find an iron plate. Yeah, Nexlet. The Nexlet recipe. Yeah, that just no, just you can die up here somewhere. Somewhere up here. I thought I had. Yeah, you. There you are. That's not the right one. Did I get rid of it? I must have gotten rid of it. Because I should have hot air iron plates. Hot air from processed iron ore processing from 30 ore in. I get 27 iron plates on the output here, of which I do need the actual belt lines brought over as well. Probably going to go all the way down for this. down and then over. So yeah. Nearly a 1-to-1. Nearly a 1-to-1. Not quite. We're almost there. Just the fight for a 1-to-1 ratio is excruciating for a lot of stuff. But iron's good. Iron is good. Oh yeah, I had the unslimed iron one so I could compare. Right, so I could compare. So, this versus Simics. So, if we invert this to say 15 iron ore in, 15 iron ore in would ultimately make 0.7 unslimed iron or 18.1 iron plates. Versus the Simic recipe, which takes 15 ore in and makes 45 iron plates. For the same amount of ore in. That's about 2.5 times more output per unit ore. And then it can process into high grade later. Yeah. Actually, I need both of those, excuse me, but I need both of you. What's the opportunity cost on that iron recipe? Well, you get a choice between the iron, the copper, or the quartz. And you can only pick one of them. Like, and you can't do the Simics until you get Simics, which need circuit 2s. So you can't, you could already be doing this by the time you get the Simics. This is 8.6 megawatts. This one's slightly more at 11.6. I didn't pick the quartz because I really don't care about quartz. Whoopsies. I really don't care about the quartz at all. And the thing with the copper is that you still have to do the entire copper solution anyway. Like, the amount of infrastructure that it's ultimately saving is not much. So it's like, eh. I have to process this anyway before I can use it. Like, I can't just make it and immediately start using it as copper solution. It needs to be processed first. And it's the same with the quartz. Like, I can't just use that quartz solution too, or whatever the heck it is. You need to process it first. Simic needs circuit 2s. Specifically for the codecs. Circuit 2s. To actually get them. Which is unfortunate. If I could just get the Simics now, artificial blood, fetal serum, and then freaking circuit 2s. It's like, well, alright, that's basically blue science at that point. Yeah, just belts. Belts are belts. Belts behave badly sometimes. Get out of that, and then you realize that I want to do the whole thing all over again. You think that tiger DNA takes circuit 3s. If it does, that's an oversight. It takes pi science. And the Fadai... Oh, it takes the Fadai Codex. Which is circuit 3s. Then why the freaking hell is this available? No, that's an oversight. That shouldn't require that. You shouldn't need that. Like, again, there's just so much wrong. Had I played this at the time the Simics released, I would have pointed it out and made him change it, because that's not a good... Don't unlock a creature at green science if you effectively need purple science to use it. Like, no. I will mod that and get rid of the Fat Eye Codex from that recipe. Or replace it with something else. I am not. I'm fine with waiting to circuit 2s. I'm not waiting for circuit 3s. No. That is not happening. Not in a million years. Will that happen? No. I will cheat to get rid of that. That's not happening. That's bullshit. That needs to be changed immediately. Like, immediately that needs to be changed. That is breaking. Completely breaking. That, or they need to make Simics unlock at purple science. Mark 1 Simics should happen at purple science. Or require circuit 3's technology before you unlock them. Which, those circuits unlock here. They unlock here at blue. The high-tech circuit boards. That's where they unlock. So that's where Mark 1 Simics and all of their other technologies upgrades needs to unlock, because that's the current state of things. Or change the current state of things. Anyway, I still stand by my recommendations. I still would pick iron any day. Any day, I would pick iron. Well, that is done for the moment. I was gonna put a radar over here so I can actually see the things. All right. Calm, calm, calm. I am going to need to copy the whole thing up to this point. Scooch a little bit, plonk it down, build what we can anyway. Build, my minions, build! Go away, bots. I don't actually... I've got my nanobots. I don't need those bots building. Sad that Pyandon has not been around since the first stream of this. Had I seen that in the first stream of this, goodbye, Copper Monolith. Oh, I am out of belt. For realsies this time. So sadly, I still need all of this, plus I will need additional boffs to process that molten iron into molten steel, and it's gonna be amazing. And it needs a whole bunch of other stuff too. I don't need to request as many jaw crushers anymore. I will need more boffs, I'm pretty sure. How much, you. Copy. Paste. So what I'll do here is I'll take that off. I'll put in molten steel. Oh boy, that's oh, it's only 6. Okay, that's fine. And it's 72 extra oxygen. That would be 12 total electrolyzers. Alright, well, I currently have 9. 10, 11, 12, and then connect that. What? Oh, okay. There. Game freaking autosave. There. Quartz is trivial. That is the end of that discussion. You think I don't know about how to get into infinite amounts renewably of all of the ore resources? Go and watch my first playthrough of this series called Pyanodons Off the Rails, where I literally went and made every single ore from nothing as primary ways of getting into several of those things, including quartz and purified quartz. There are ways that already exist outside of Simics to get around these things. And get this, I'm using the alien life speed modules. Fine, get that thing. Meaning that the the size of the crystal mines doesn't matter, because I'm going to be having modules that make them go 4,500% faster. $4,500% faster. What's a realistic time to launch a rocket? Well, the point isn't to launch a rocket. Launching a rocket is not the goal. The goal is to do quantum computing, and that takes about 700 to 800 hours. If you know what you're doing. I can see a rocket launch in about 250 if, again, you know what you're doing. But yeah, rocket launching is a necessary step along the way. In order to beat the game, you have to launch rockets. You literally launch dingrets and you launch dogs into space in this for science. Now, I'm telling you that launching a rocket with a satellite is not how you win the game. It's not the goal. Like, you can launch a rocket with a satellite in 250, sure. That I would believe it. Someone says that they launched a rocket with a satellite in 250 hours. They don't have space science at that point. Like, the satellite recipe. You need to be at circuit 3s. You need to have antimatter, though. You need to have antimatter. That is a little bit later. That is a bit later. Maybe not launching with a satellite. You're not launching with a satellite in 250. That's more like 4, 5, 6-ish hundred. And antimatter takes a little bit longer. You're looking at in the purple science-ish plus range there. That takes a little while. It does take a little while. But what does the satellite even return? Does this tell me the launch product? Yes, there is a launch product that is going to be required, which is relatively new, actually. That launch product being required. What even is that blue item? I don't even know. Yeah, so it's a purple science phase. The thing about Pyandons is it gets very fast the later you get. It gets faster the further you get, just by nature. There is not a lot of extra time that you spend at purple science compared to like the previous tiers. It's significantly shorter to go from purple to yellow than to go from blue to purple, or definitely from green to blue. Green to blue is the longest phase by design. And red to green just takes a while because it's the first step. Heck, nothing to automated red takes a long time. Pre-science takes a while. Then there's science, then there's automated science, then there's green, then there's the big gap of green to blue. We're going to be in here for at least 100 hours or more, plus more hours just at green before getting into blue. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to take at least 200 hours before we're at red circuits. Alright, have I picked up stuff? I need to handcraft more of my electrolyzers, so I will need aluminium. Can you appreciate that I am playing two mods that spell this word two different ways, and I have to keep track of which one's which between my recordings / streams? Because it's aluminium for Pi, but it's aluminum in Nullius. And I'm playing through Newlius right now. I will not be doing atomization, period. For any resource, raw resource. Like, I have looked at the atomizer recipes and they do not exist. None of those atomizer recipes are recipes that are worth doing under any circumstance. Drilling. It is better to drill and spend drilling fluid than it is to use those atomizer recipes. I've looked at this a long time ago. I have looked at this concept of atomizing for stuff, and the only thing that is even remotely considerable to do would be like chlorine, and that's about it. That, like, there is no atomizing recipe that's worth it. Not for an extremely long time. No, I don't care if the atomizer gets a 40% productivity bonus. That it uses too much infrastructure to even get that much stuff to go in. Like, just no. I am never going to advocate to use the atomizer for anything outside of maybe chlorine and some very specific other things, and we'll have to get to them before I remember what they are and make that determination. But no, I'm not going to get ores out of that. No. It's not worth getting ores from atomizing. No. Like, this is not pie block. I don't have to make my stuff out of nothing. I have infinity ores density. I don't care about those atomizer recipes. I can mine several hundreds belts worth of quartz very easily. You will not win this argument with me. No, you will not. I have been there, done that way too many times at this point. Remember, this is the third time I'm playing through to beat Pyandons mods. Right, I need pipe to grounds. More of them. Get back in the backpack. And now I can say that you all voted to cheese the miners. Because you did. Over 80 votes on a poll, way more than I was expecting, came up 57% of the vote to exploit the miners. So that's what we're doing. Y'all wanted it, so we're doing it. You. This. This does not need borax. This uses infinity borax. Great. That, and that, and that, and that, and that. And I just need 6 of you. Okay. Where's the buffs? I can reduce that down a lot. I have scaled you. Doink, and bring this. Where did I have the line? There. There we go. Now, what were these things? What were these things again? Oh, yeah, these. Yes. Do I need more borax after this to cast this? No. So I don't need to actually continue that from there. I do need a lot of coke. It will be easier to do this, I guess, here. And as I've said before, I can only give recommendations based off of the experiences that I know that I've had thus far. If something has changed, well, it's changed. And I'm not really going to change my opinion until I have experienced what has changed myself. I did not need that one. Give me this. Where's the here? There you go. Okay, I have an ore input here and an ore input here. There we go, off that way. You there, you over here. Okay. You have a lot less borax coming down. I'm going to... Oh. Ah, as I get myself all wet. I'm going to need to run another line for borax. Because I need more than 15. If I want this to go at full throughput. And it looks like I would be able to bring it in here. Not there. Yeah, do that for me. Go this way. Borax line 2. Remember what I said about having less than 2 full yellow belts of this stuff. Alright, how am I going to get this? By moving it here. There we go. that should solve that throughput issue for now until I get better belts. Of course, when I get better belts, I'll have better mark levels soon of all the buildings, and then everything is going twice as fast, and blah, just blah. It's the same issues. Yeah, unfortunately we are down to the last 20-ish minutes of today's stream. You've missed a lot of yelling. Alright, we have steel. Molten steel. It is definitely getting produced now. I will need sand castings. How much? 0.8. This makes 1. Yeah, that's more than 0.2. I'm going to need another of this. Down here. Which means bringing the tar line down as well. Ta-da, do that. Tar line? Hey, isn't this the tar line? Yes, it is. Tar and hot air. Let's go. Just in case. I cannot do unslimed iron until I have niobium, at minimum. I do not have additional tar processing units. Dang. You're telling me I have to go all the way back to pick these up? Didn't I grab 10? Oh, right. I made these. I handcrafted these. They eat tar processing units. At least I can build a couple. I can't do unslimed iron until I get into niobium, because it requires a hydrocyclone that needs niobium. And of course, my thought was, oh well, I couldn't just skip it because we'll get Simics at some point before blue science, and then I've picked the option for the unslimed iron for the Simics. I have no regrets at all picking the unslimed iron option on the Simic upgrade. It's just that, unfortunately, it looks like Simics are blocked behind Circuit 3s because one of their ingredients needs Circuit 3s. Like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. It needs tiger DNA, that needs Fat Eye Codex, that needs Circuit 3s. Like, how dumb can you possibly be to design that way? I will be modifying that. It will not stay that way. Not in this save. No. No. Simics are very obviously designed and meant to be playable at green science. I'm going to make them playable at green science. At Circuit 2s, with the fetal serum and the artificial blood requirements all in place. So later in green science, and effectively at blue science, but not purple. Not purple science, effectively purple science. With the Circuit 3s. That's too long. And that will directly give unslimed iron without having to do any of the prior processing, which I value way, way more than the raw material costs savings. I value not having to do this more than not having to do this, which I probably have to do anyway. Alright. Casting units. Give me steel. How much steel do you make again? 11.6. Oh boy. So what happens when I need stainless steel? That would be a reason to do unslimed iron the normal way. Stainless steel would be a reason to do the unslimed iron the normal way. Because I need stainless steel to get into circuit 2s. Anyway. I need 3 of these. Grab all of that. Do that. You only need this one solid in. That's great. Input. Input and input. Hot air. Let's go. And just add molten steel. And that, as they say, is that. We shall have steel. I need better... I need these. Yes, these are the ones. Ah, glorious steel. Welcome. Welcome my nearly 1 full belt of steel. Not quite nearly a full belt, but still. More than I have now. Far more than I have now as I keep building over this iron patch with all of these belts. Oh no, I'm out of belt. Oh no, I need more belt. I need more belt, quick. I don't have rubber on me, do I? Nope. So, belt, go. I need enough. I must finish this. So I can say that I at least did something today of value. Because all of this is going to replace my main bus's iron. Eventually. Not now. Eventually. Oh. You? Better. So for the Simic recipe, it's because you've asked. It is in a Simic den, ore plus olefin barrels plus biosamples. A very small amount. 15 ore will make 1.5 unslimed iron, which will make 45 iron plates. And unslimed iron can get processed further up into high grade. It's about a 2.5x difference for, like, quote unquote efficiency of the ore input. I don't really care about the ore input. Like, no, this is not going to be the most efficient. I mean, as has been stated several times about quartz being the better, like, ore value ratio, apparently. I don't care about the ore value ratio here. What I care about is that I don't have to do the entire processing chain to get into unslimed iron after this. And oleochemicals are free. You can get oleochemicals from water. You have to burn some pure sand, but you can get it out of water. By the way, how much solid fuel does that cost to void that pure sand again? If I link that link, there you go. It's 1.3 coke a second. Ish. Would you please just allow me to default that fuel? Thanks. 1.6. Coke. That's it. That's all. And you can get 500 oleochems and 600 benzene on top of that. Or 600 each of aromatics and benzene, which the build that I'm going to build will be aromatics benzene provided onto the train network, and then when I need oleochemicals, I'll just request aromatics and put down an oleochem plant to get oleochemicals, an olefin plant to get these olefins. Excuse me, I'm confusing oleochemicals and olefins. These are actually two very separate items. The oleochems are very different and harder to get into. They need lard. They need lard. Yeah. Given the option between titanium and nichrome, I generally would pick titanium. Because nichrome sucks. Nichrome sucks. It's awful. I hate it. It's absolutely awful. Yeah, so it's weird because Simic, it's like you have to get this level of tech plus you have to like get nearly here before you can even make them. Like, huh? Oh, you can do kimberlite out of Simics. But why though? Like, huh? I mean, there are better. I'd rather use the particle collider for my diamond supply than do the kimberlite processing chain. The kimberlite processing chain is completely optional. Nah. That's actually maybe. That's a maybe here on the Simic and oleochems, just to avoid that stupid lard. But it really depends on how easy it is to get the Simic / hard it is to get the Simic. All of their recipes use those oleochemicals. Olefins. They all use olefins. S iron plates. The first. S steel. The first. I guess this will be S stainless steel. The first. Not the 12th, the first. Probably one of the only. And I do know that there's a super steel after that, but Just thinking about space and all of that considerations, I may do another ore patch build dedicated to super steel, where everything just goes into super steel. Because think of it as, if I want to do a stainless steel build without upgrading the processing, the tech processing, I would need this plus the stainless steel section, which is cobalt processing as well. That's a new one, though. Oh, and aramid, right? Aramid. Oh boy. Yeah, cobalt extract and ferrochrome. Oh yeah, you have to do the ferrochrome. Iron chromium alloy. And copper. I have the sulfur. So yeah, I need to do nickel, phosphate, rock, so it's just mine the phosphate, which is syngas, I believe, to just mine the stuff, and then cobalt, which needs a rare earth ore to process the cobalt, and that's like what, copper and a nickel on those mixed ores? Yeah, copper, rare earth, and nickel. Then cyanic to get into the extract. Yep. I could do this right now. Like, start working towards it right now, but there's so many other things that I need. Yeah, ferrochrome is one of them. Definitely. So, give me locomotives. My glorious locomotives, the most locos. I wanted that, thanks. Beautiful. We'll stick to 4 on these, and then maybe like 2. Let me do the math. So that was like what, 11-ish per second on the steel. So that's 2,000 divided by 11 divided by 60. That's 3 minutes. That's fine. And then at 27-ish per second for 4,000 units. Okay, I can afford to do at least one more stack on the iron. There. Iron plate. S iron plates. What? Oh. You. Depot. 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 Depot iron plates. Full cargo and circuit condition. Auto magic. Steel. SD. Full cargo. Circuit condition. Auto magic. Go in here. Down to raw ores. Actually, no, up here. Iron. These are vanilla. S iron plates. S or D steel. Steel. And that is iron on rails. Oh boy, I have lots of things to continue to do, including copper and tin and titanium and lead and acetylene and blah and benzene / aromatics. I want those on the rails. I want want guar on the rails. I want moss and seaweed. I need latex on the rails. I need rubber on the rails. I need salt for that rubber. Ahem. I need, I would like, wood. Let's see, what else? Just looking at the main bus here, we need syngas / coal gas. Don't go away. I need no to the ceramics. I will need, however, to make duralumin. I will need to make ceramic, but I could make that other stuff. Has the cat completed a Pyandon playthrough? Well, on my Discord, I have an area for pet pics, and they have been with me through in the previous playthrough of Pyandons when they were little kittens. They really, really, really liked the robots flying around. I've got pictures of that, them with the robots flying around. Yes, the Petri dish stuff. Yes, Petri dish stuff shenanigans. Technically cellulose. Should have in there as well. Nexalit. Red science. Green science. All this stuff is just stuff to get onto the bus. I need augs for manure / bone meal / well, Ulrichs are by design to be your bone meal producers, but I think the augs are my lard-ish stuff. There, I need them for something. What do I really need them for? Meat. I would like to do Vrauk, formic acid. Of course, we need Vrauk cocoons. I'm just gonna put a generic bone meal. Zogna. Fiber board. Sodium sulfate for that fiber board, for the better recipe for the fiber board. Optical sets. Don't need the engine units. Lab instruments. cDNA. Stuff related to cDNA as well. Methane. That'll be the moon drops. Urea. Melamine. Resin. Circuit ones. Poor alien samples. That should cover it. Pretty sure I wrote green science down in here. Yeah, so that'll cover the green science. And that is the to-do list of stuff I still need to get on the bus. It's not even complete. Did I have chromium in here? Probably not. I need to get chromium on the bus. And of course there's niobium that we'll need to work towards after all of this. I think I remember tin and titanium and lead. Yeah, tin, titanium, lead, and that will cover all of the raw resources for the bus. It just sucks that it's only once I have, like, all of it can I delete the bus. Like, most of these are required for several things along the bus. So it's like I need to have it before I can delete it. Because my mall is using a lot of it. However, I can get rid of those. And the reason is that I now can name M iron plates. Plates. Hey, Ave, yes, you're just in time for the end, where I am going to do steel and iron plates brought in to my mall. Oh, it's absolutely glorious. We're looking at iron plates and steel plates. And that, there they go. The trains have gone. That is a build making about 27 units-ish of iron when it actually has enough stuff, which, yeah, it doesn't have enough stuff. We're borax limited at the moment. I will need to get more borax going. But yeah, that's my quote-unquote 27 iron and about 11-ish steel build. Not unslimed. Can't do unslimed yet. And as well as a lot of stupidity regarding Simics discussed around the thing. Like, please yell at Pyanodon. Please yell and scream about that. They should not be Circuit 3 locked because of the freaking. They need a Fat Eye Codex for the tiger DNA samples to make your first Simic. Like, no. You shouldn't be giving us all these Simic techs prior to when we would be able to make them. Anyway, with that said and done, 8 minutes passed, it is time to end the stream. I'll be working on some of this to-do list between streams, I hope. I will work on at least some of this, because they're like the benzene aromatics thing. Because there's just so much that we need to do. If you think that this looks big, compare that to the size of my to-do list and all of the factories that need to happen on this to-do list. Anyway, with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Shibud. If you've enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushibud if you are so inclined and able. I will be back on Thursday with more of this process of getting the stuff that's from the bus onto the train network, and I will hopefully see you all then.